Greetings! Today we are simplifying algebraic fractions. At the end of this lesson, students should be able to add and subtract algebraic fractions with different types of denominators. In this first example, now you would recall that whenever you're adding two fractions, the denominators have to be the same. And so, we find the LCM of the denominators in the event that they're not the same. What is the LCM of 2 and 3? Right, 6. Now how we got 6? Well, the multiples of 2 are 2, 4, etc. The multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, etc. So these are the multiples of 2, and these are the multiples of 3. Which multiples are common between 2 and 3 in terms of what we have so far? Agree, the 6, as well as the 12. And there are more. But which is the lowest one? The very first one that we have there, which is 6. So this is the lowest one, the lowest possible common multiple between 2 and 3. We'll draw a straight line, and then we put the LCM, the lowest common multiple. The LCM 6 divided by 2, which will give us 3. So we divide the LCM by the denominator of the first fraction, and the answer we get, we multiply it by the numerator of the same fraction. So 2 goes into 6 3 times. The answer, we multiply by the numerator. Answer 3 ones 3. And then we're going to have the quantity 4x plus 1. Then we take the 6 again, divide it by the next denominator, which is 3. And 6 divided by 3 gives us 2. We take that 2 and multiply by the numerator of the same fraction. And 2 2's will give us 4. Write back the quantity, 6x plus 5. The next step is for us to write back the division line with a divisor in 6, or the LCM in 6. Now, we need to simplify the numerator, but we have brackets. How can we expand the brackets? In other words, remove the brackets in order to simplify. That's correct. We use what is called the distributive law. And the distributive law states that multiplication is distributive over addition or subtraction. In other words, if we have A preceding the bracket, and we have the terms B and positive or negative C in the bracket, we will multiply the quantity outside the bracket by each quantity, or by each term in the bracket. So A times B will give us the product AB, plus or minus A times C will give us the quantity AC. And this will be our result. So it's AB plus AC, or if it's a minus, AB minus AC. So we're going to do the same thing with what we have here. We're going to distribute the 3 by multiplication to each term inside of the bracket. So 3 times 4x will give us 12x. 3 times 1 will give us positive 3. Next, we're going to multiply the 4 by the 6x. Then the 4 again by the 5. In other words, we're distributing. 4 times 6x will give us 24x. And 4 times 5 will give us 20. Now, we can't just add the terms in the numerator. We have to ensure that we add like terms, since only like terms can be added. We have 12x, and so we will group 12x with 24x, and the positive 3 with the quantity 20. Next, 12x plus 24x, and that will give us 36x. And 3 plus 20 is 23. Can we go any further? If we look at it, 36x plus 23 cannot be added. They are unlike terms. This is a term in x. In other words, a variable term should not be able to be added to a constant term. A variable term should not be added to a constant term. So we'll leave the expression as is in the numerator. And this is our solution. Let's look at another example. 5 and 10. What is the lowest common multiple of 5 and 10? Correct. The answer is 10, not 20, not 50. In other words, the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. And the multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, etc. And as you can see, the lowest common multiple between 5 and 10 is 10. Now, we're going to divide the LCM by 5. So 10 divided by the denominator of 5 gives us 2. And we want to multiply that 2 by the numerator of 3. And so we say 2 3s 6. Writing back the quantity 5x minus 1 and the subtraction sign. 10 goes into 10 once, and so we simply write back the 1, since 1 times 1 gives us 1. We also write back the quantity 3x minus 5. Then we want to simplify the numerator. Now writing back the denominator of 10. Simplifying the numerator, we do recognize that we have brackets. And to remove brackets, we apply, that's correct, the distributive law, where we multiply the term preceding the bracket by each term within the bracket. Now 6 times 5, that will give us 30x. 6 times negative 1 will give us negative 6, because a positive multiplied by a negative quantity will give us a negative product. Now, negative 1 multiplied by positive 3x will give us negative 3x. Why is that? A negative quantity by a positive quantity will give us a negative product. Negative 1 times negative 5, we will have positive 5. But why positive 5? Because a negative quantity times a negative quantity gives us a positive product. In other words, negative times negative gives us positive. The next step. What is the next step? The next step is to group the terms in x. When we're grouping, we do not change the signs. We simply write back the terms. Minus 3x minus 6 plus 5. Notice we're not transposing terms across an equal sign. We're just rearranging them on the same side of the expression. So now, 30x minus 3x will give us 27x. Minus 6 plus 5. What is minus 6 plus 5? That will be minus 1. The signs are different, and so we subtract 5 from 6. That will give us 1. Since we have more negative than positive, we want to keep what we have more of, which is the negative. And so our answer will be negative 1. We write back the denominator of 10. And this will be our final solution. The next question, give it a try.